Welcome to Smart Stock Watch, your go-to channel for in-depth financial analysis. Today is January 28th, 2026, and we're diving into Hanmi's recently released earnings report for the fourth quarter and full year of 2025. Joining us is John, our senior analyst from Smart Stock Watch. John, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Hanmi has shown some interesting dynamics in their latest report, and I'm excited to break it down for our viewers.
Revenue and profitability overview. Let's start with the bottom line. Hanmi reported a net income of $21.2 million for the fourth quarter of 2025, translating to an adjusted earnings per share of 70 cents. How does this compare to their performance in the previous quarter and year?
In the third quarter of 2025, Hanmi's net income was slightly higher at $22.1 million, with an EPS of 73 cents. For the full year, however, Hanmi saw a significant increase in net income, reaching $76.1 million compared to $62.2 million in 2024. This growth is reflected in their full-year EPS of $2.51, up from 25 cents the previous year.
That's impressive growth. What factors contributed to this increase?
The growth was primarily driven by a 22% increase in earnings for the year, supported by net interest margin expansion, healthy loan growth, and disciplined expense management.
EPS forecast and analyst expectations. John, analysts had forecasted an EPS of 71 cents for Hanmi, but the actual EPS came in slightly lower at 70 cents. What does this tell us about the company's performance relative to expectations?
While Hanmi narrowly missed the EPS forecast by 0.01 cents, the difference is marginal. The company's overall performance remains strong, with robust earnings growth and strategic initiatives that have positioned them well for future success.
So despite the slight miss, the overall sentiment remains positive.
Absolutely. The fundamentals are solid, and the company's strategic direction is promising, which should reassure investors.
Operational efficiencies and future outlook. Moving on to operational efficiencies, Hanmi's net interest margin expanded to 3.28% in the fourth quarter. What were the key drivers behind this improvement?
The expansion was primarily due to a decrease in interest expense on deposits, which offset a slight decline in loan yields. Additionally, the average balance of loans increased by 2%, contributing to the margin improvement.
And how does the company view its prospects for 2026?
CEO Bonnie Lee expressed optimism for 2026, highlighting strong balance sheet liquidity, anticipated loan and deposit growth, and further net interest margin expansion. The company is well-positioned to continue delivering value to shareholders.
Asset quality and risk management. Let's discuss asset quality. Hanmi's non-performing loans were 0.28% of total loans at the end of the fourth quarter. How does this reflect on their risk management practices?
Hanmi has maintained strong asset quality, with non-performing loans slightly decreasing from the previous quarter. The credit loss expense was $1.9 million, and the allowance for credit losses remained stable at $69.9 million, indicating prudent risk management.
There was an increase in criticized loans. Should investors be concerned?
The increase in criticized loans, primarily due to downgrades in special mention loans, is something to monitor. However, Hanmi's overall credit quality remains strong, and they have a solid framework in place to manage these risks.
Key takeaways. In summary, Hanmi has delivered a solid performance for the fourth quarter and full year of 2025, with significant earnings growth and strategic initiatives that position them well for the future. John, any final thoughts?
Hanmi's strong fundamentals and strategic focus on growth and diversification are commendable. Investors should keep an eye on their continued execution of these strategies in 2026.
Thank you, John, for your insights. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in. If you found this analysis helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Smart Stock Watch. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Hanmi's performance in the comments below.